Hi, I'm Joe, and I want to teach you something about the Viper SST alarm system. And it's my van over there. I'm at the Montgomery Township Bark Park, and this is the Viper SST alarm transmitter. It's got to say SST on it. It's good for a mile away, and I just learned how to clone this thing, program it, because the last one on the case broke. I keep it with all these keys, you know, and it smashes the case off of it eventually. Mine lasted about 2 years. So I cloned this thing to go on the big system in the car. And the way I did that, people said I couldn't do it because it wasn't responding to programming suggestions the way it's supposed to. But the way I did it, just read the instructions on the SST remote page, remote advertisement that came with it, and it said they're very easy to clone. You can make as many as you want, I guess, but all you have to do is turn that thing on. I had mine stuck in valet mode because, you know, it just didn't work at all. Had the remote system off. They say open a door and select the channel you want it to program on. The standard configuration for a Viper SST for a 1 mile range model here is channel 1. It auto configures itself over the wireless hookup it has. And there's 1 and there's 2. I got the engine start, remote start hooked up too. Yeah, right there. That's the feedback from it. I started up the remote of the engine, and the way I did that was just push the valet button in once. When I first bought this remote, had to keep a door open for it, so it would program with the door open. And now press the selector for channel 1. Didn't do a thing with this thing, not a thing. Didn't have to hit any buttons on this at all. And just did it in the car, and pressed it once more for auto program, and it started working, networking with this thing, and picked up the locks first. Wouldn't do anything else. Took a little while for it to connect. In fact, I had to do it 3 times before it started working. And then it only beeped 4 times, you know. Hit this door lock. Yeah, it's supposed to only beep once for this. Chirp once. That locks it. There, and arms it. And this one here, it just disarmed it. And don't use the auxiliary channel for anything right now, but that's how we do it, you know. It has to work it out on its own. It will go from 4 beeps on this door release to 2, and then it's in proper working order. And I also had to defeat the ignition killer when I first programmed this remote. It will kill the ignition as long as that blue light is on. It had a blue light on the B pillar in there where I mounted my alarm light. It shows whether it is on channel 1 or whether it's being programmed into auto config. It'll blink a certain number of times, and then if it's still on, the light's still on, it's not finished programming it yet. Apparently you have to start the car up and put it in drive, and at that point the auto program is complete. It had to defeat the ignition killer. I had to put it, I don't think it's in valet mode now. It still chirps. As long as it chirps, it sets off the siren. I'm not going to do it here. It's going to show you the unit's not in valet mode. It's actually switched on. It's just got to go through those steps. When you hit that first channel for auto config with the inside control in the car, and select the auto config mode with the valet button, and then put it in drive eventually after you start it. not going to give you any problems then. This thing was always a problem when the antenna got broke on it. You know, I have one that needs a case, I guess, that's all. I'll get another plastic case on this thing, it's going to be alright. It just kept falling off there, so I had to go to a Viper dealer and they got me $100 replacement. It needs to say SST though if it's 1 mile range unit. Yeah, it'll work great. It'll work just fine. It works from inside the mall to outside the mall. Yeah, it works in the parking lots. It works about a half a mile away actually. It's a wonderful unit. Okay, catch you later.